Hi, it's been a long time. I'm Hannah, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's been well. I kind of fell off after I posted a few videos on this channel. I just got busy, I had some other stuff that I needed to take care of, and YouTube just kind of fell by the wayside. And I'm back now, and I thought it'd be a really great way to enter the new year by doing a video talking about my 2026 journaling ecosystem. I am a big journaler. I developed the habit, well, I've had the habit, since I was a kid, keeping diaries and the like. But last year was the first year I really took journaling seriously and kept multiple books and stayed on top of it and was more mindful of how I journaled rather than just, jotting down whatever was on my mind. And 2026, my system has really evolved from what I did in 2025. So today I'm going to talk about my system, I'm going to talk about all the books, I'll show you some of the layouts. I originally planned to film this video at the start of the year and have it be up within the first, week or two of January. But time got away from me, as it always does. And then the longer I sat with it, the more I realized maybe it would be good for me to have a few weeks in these books and in this system. And then I could, really talk more about what's working and what's not working after a month of being in it. So that's what we're gonna do. I've got a candle burning off frame here. I've got my tea. This is a Republic of Tea flavor. I think it's caramel vanilla. It's one that a friend had at her place and I've just kind of become obsessed with it. So we're gonna have some tea. I'm gonna talk about my journals, show you some of my pages, talk about why I journal, and yeah, this is gonna be a long video, so I hope everybody, if you haven't, grab a hot drink, grab a snack, relax, and I hope you enjoy. I thought I would start just briefly talking about why I journal and my motivations for journaling and what I hope to get out of my journaling system for 2026. The first and foremost reason why I journal is to remember. I have a very bad memory and it's only gotten worse over the years, and I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think a lot of it has to do with the brain rot that we all suffer from just by being on social media and doom scrolling and engaging with all this short form content. I think that has kind of affected how I remember things. I have people in my family who don't have great memories either, so I just really wanted to be more mindful of what I do every day, to be more intentional with how I spend my time, and to really, remember that time is passing, I guess. I feel like there have been weeks or months in the past that have just slipped by in the blink of an eye, and I sit down to remember what I did during those months and it all blends together. These journals will give me a chance to really document more of that and be able to go back and just remember how much more present I was in all of the moments that, I was living through. If you saw my thumbnail, you saw that I have a lot of books. I am not the type of person who can keep everything in one. I really like to compartmentalize when I journal. I have to be in a certain mood to sometimes journal on certain topics, or if I have things where I want to do more decorating, I really have to be in the right headspace to take the time to do all of that. So I think having everything in separate books, being able to, only dive in and focus on things that are low effort versus high effort really helps me to maintain my system and keep up with everything. This is going to be a long video, so if you haven't, grab your tea, grab a blanket, grab a snack, sit down, and let's just dive straight into it. I'm going to start with the books that I use most often in my system, and then I will talk about some of the ones I'm picking up least. So we'll start with the kind of book that started it all, which is my morning pages journal. If you are not familiar with what morning pages are, it is an idea that was originally started by Julia Cameron in The Artist's Way, which is this 12-week program designed to get you to be more creative. It's to remove creative blocks, to stop thinking so much about the act of creating and moving straight into actually creating. It was originally aimed at writers, but I think anybody who does anything creative can benefit from doing the artist's way. I don't think it's a fix-all. I don't think it's going to solve everybody's problems the way that I think some people engage with it. But I really enjoyed doing it a few years ago, and it was what got me back into journaling. The artist's way has a lot of different things associated with it, but there are a few things you're supposed to do every week of the course that is designed to be like a foundation that you build off of for all of the other activities. The first and foremost one is keeping morning pages. The idea is that every morning you're supposed to wake up, go to your journal, and you're supposed to write 3 pages of just long form writing, whatever's on your mind, stream of consciousness. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be anything that, you have thought about or planned. The idea is that you're going to write it down and you're going to forget about it. It's going to get whatever's on your mind, whatever you are going through at that moment, get it on the page, get it out of your head so you can focus on the more important things. Maybe it's a dream you had, maybe it's something you're anxious about or angry about, maybe it's an idea for a short story you had. It's just get it on paper so you can focus on the other things. And it's been an activity that I feel like has really helped me over the last few years, just be more present and more engaged. I do feel like I can tackle my mornings with a little more clear-headedness. And so it's something that a habit that I am maintaining. And I do this almost every single morning unless there's some reason why I can't get to my book. I have adapted this so that I only do a single page every morning rather than 3 pages. I feel like that's enough writing time to get me to do what I need to do. My morning pages journal is kept in this moleskin, this lined. This is the expanded edition, and I've used moleskins for this for many, many, many years. This is what I would call a low effort book in my system. I just sit down, I write, and I don't do anything else with it. I'm not going to show you too much of the inside pages just because I don't, like, this is a lot of private writing, but you can kind of see that it's really just long form writing with I just pick up a pen, I write, and then I move on. I'll try to point out some of the stickers on my covers because I do put a lot of stickers on my covers. I'll try to point them out as I go if I can tell you who the creators are. Some of them I've just had for a really long time and I'm not sure, but if you recognize something, please tag me in the comments so I can make sure that I get the artists in the description. This cover in particular, these stickers are from Xylan's Pin Club. This sticker is a random one I got from a bookshop in the Twin Cities when I visited. Got some Grumpy Nook stickers. A lot of these are Sticky Club stickers. And this one down here is On the Studio. And these, I think, are just some random ones I got from a local stationery shop here in the city. So yeah, this book I'm in every morning. It's, again, it doesn't take me a lot of time or effort, but I do feel like it is the foundation of my system. If I keep up with my morning pages journal, then I feel like I can really keep up with a lot of my other journals in my system. So yeah. Immediately after doing my morning pages journal, I always dive into this next book, which is my health journal. This is a Hobonichi Weeks in the strawberry milk color. It's got a clear cover over it. I don't remember the name of this design, but it's this really beautiful one. Like, it was from this year, part of their collection this year. So really love how that looks. I started keeping a health journal late last year. I adapted a Weeks I had gotten for another project to try it as a health journal because I just haven't been taking great care of my health over the last few years. I feel like I have just kind of let things go, and this is allowing me to be a little more mindful of everything that how I engage with my body physically, mentally, and emotionally. I'll show you a few spreads in this book, but I will say a lot of my inspiration for this journal comes from a few sources here on YouTube, on social media. Coffeemonsterzco is a huge inspiration for this. I've followed a lot of her journal in this as I go through my layouts. And then the Diaries is another one here on YouTube who also keeps a health journal, and I've referenced some of per spreads in mine. So full credit goes to those creators. I have a couple stickers kind of tucked here in the front. This is I just got from a local stationery shop in Chicago. I don't remember where this is from. I want to say Plantle, maybe? I will look this one up after and see if I can remember where I got it from, but this is a little Chikorita from Pokemon. But just to keep it pretty short, that's another Xylan Pin Club sticker. I do some symptom tracking stuff in here. I use this like year at a glance page to track my daily step count, and you can see across the top I keep kind of a key with these little colored dots along the side so I can very quickly see what the range is that I'm falling into with each day. I just kind of do this once a week, so you can see even now I'm a little bit behind. I usually go in on Sundays and just mass fill this in because I can just reference my Apple Watch and my step count to fill all of this in and have it accurate. I have a little vision board type thing here with just some photos and manifestations and things I want to remember throughout the year. Just stuff that feels important to me. I got all these pictures off Pinterest. I don't own any of these. Some sticky club stickers are here, some Taylor Ryan design tapes, just kind of a mixed bag of things. I use my monthlies in this journal as a daily gratitude spread. You can see I'm actually, again, behind. I need to fill this page in, backfill this a little bit. But I have been trying to be more present in my daily life, and with the world being so dark and so frustrating and scary, I think it's important to try to remember that there are good things going on every day in our lives. And so this is just a way for me to kind of document those things and, remember that there's a lot that I have to be thankful for and happy for. So these are some Paper Minty Studio stickers. This is, I believe, an Archer and Olive washi tape, and this grid washi tape is one I got from Nicole's. This little Today's a Good Day sticker is from Nicole Josephine. So I also have set up the monthlies here at the back to be some additional pages. So this is a spread to document new restaurants I go to. You can see it's still empty now because I haven't really gone to any in January. It's been very much I've been a little bit of a hermit this month, but this is where I'm going to write down anytime I go try a new restaurant, I can put down where I went and all that. I thought it would just be a nice way to document because my friends and I are big foodies. We do go out to eat quite a bit. So we have that. We also have a coffee and tea page. I'm sorry. Let me jump back here real quick. The washi tapes here, I believe, are Nicole Josephine mostly, and then the stickers are all Sticky Club. Now we get to our coffee and tea page. So this spread is where anytime I go somewhere new or I get a new order at a place that I've been before, I like to note down what I have. For example, the tea that I'm drinking right now is kind of a mainstay for me, so I'm not going to put that in here, but I went to some local shops this month and tried different things. You can see I have a tendency to get honey something lattes, but I really kind of like this. I don't drink a ton of coffee and tea, or at least new things, so I think this will be plenty of space for me to fill out, because when I do go to shops, I usually get the same order over and over again. These are some Paper Minty Studio PET tapes, and this is along the bottom is coffeemonsterzco. And then the last one of these is for favorite recipes. One of my goals this year is to do a lot more cooking and just, use the cookbooks that I have and try not to eat out as much. And I thought it would be nice to have like a favorite recipes that I've made this year, favorite new recipes specifically. And this was just a way for me to document those. These stickers, again, more Sticky Club. Most of the stickers you're going to see in my books are probably going to be Sticky Club. I do their subscriptions. But this tomato tape, I'm not quite sure where this came from. I know I got it at an art fest here in Chicago. So if anybody recognizes it, please let me know, because I love this tape so much. I just don't have the thing anymore to tell me who it was by. But I love it. Just cute little tomatoes. I'm going to skip I have some goal pages that I'm going to skip, and then I can show you what kind of a general week looks like. This layout is probably very similar to Coffee Monsters Co. if you've watched her videos. But on the left side here, I split this column off. This is where I put down what I did for exercise that day. This column here is my food. What do I eat? And then I use here to just note down what my mood is in the morning and then what my mood is in the evening, just to kind of see how I feel throughout the day. I have a little habit tracker up here, making sure I take my medications, doing my morning pages, and then tracking my spending. And then I fill in this section here with just this how I'm feeling, you know, just kind of whatever's on my mind in that moment when I'm sitting down to write. Am I nervous? Am I anxious? Am I excited? Just, it helps me just kind of, you know, keep track of my emotions throughout the week. And I can go back and reference this when I'm talking to doctors or something, and I can see, you know, what my headspace was when everything was going down. This bottom section is where I note down what's on the menu and what I have in my fridge. It's pretty short in the winter. I just kind of note meals that I want to make, but in the spring and summer and fall when I'm at the farmer's market, I like to note down what I got from the farmer's market so I can make sure I'm using it before it goes bad. But I use the same format for every single weekly spread in this journal. I don't do anything too crazy or different. I just follow this and it works really well for me. I do have a bunch of pages in the back that I use for some notes. I'm not going to show you these because a lot of this is personal stuff, but you can see here I have this key. So I keep a weight and waist log every Sunday. I track those two measurements. I have some health check-ins and health to-do list things. This health check-in page is, I made a note of all the things that I can do with my body currently. How many push-ups can I do? How many crunches can I do in 45 seconds? How long can I hold a plank? How fast can I run a mile? So I put all that down within the first week of January, and at the end of December, I want to do this again, and I will see how much my body has improved in terms of its health. I also keep some cleaning lists back here, just like here's the things I need to clean every week. Here's some monthly things I need to clean. I find it very, very helpful. So this again is more Paper Minty Studio. These strawberries are Paper Minty Studio tape. This bow is from a PET tape that I got from my local stationery shop that I can't remember the name of the designer of. And this strawberry washi back here is from Lillian Daisy. So that is my health journal. Again, I'm in this book every day. I try to update this journal every single day. And yeah, it's worked really well for me so far. I've really enjoyed being in this book and maintaining it. And I think it helps me to just be more cognizant of my health stuff. The next book I'm going to talk about is the granddaddy to rule them all. This is the main book in my system, my pride and joy, my Hobonichi cousin. This is technically a Han. This is the black gingham Han, which means that it most Hans have hard covers. This is actually a soft paper cover like the cousin. It just has this really nice black color. I really don't like the covers of the cousin, the standard color. It just irks me too much, so I got the black gingham. I have this in an A6 last year, and I moved up to the A5 this year because I just wanted a little more space, and I'm really glad I did. I'm loving this book so far this year, just really absolutely adoring it. In terms of cover decorations, I only have the front cover decorated. There's nothing on the back, but the front cover, these stickers are just random stickers I got from bookshops in the area. There's a ton of Sticky Club. Most of the stuff on here is Sticky Club stickers, but there's some Taylor Ryan design tucked in here. Some Woolly and Daisy stickers. But yeah, most of them are Sticky Club. But I do love a good sticker bomb on a cover, so that's why it looks like this. This is the book I use to track what I do every day. This is the book that in 5 years I'm going to be able to pick up and go back and see how my year went. I try to update this every day. Sometimes I fall behind a little bit, but I do try to maintain this as much as I possibly can. So I'll show you a little bit of what's on the inside. We have some more stickers here on this cover. Some random stickers I've just gotten from friends and different bookshops in the city. This is a Grumpy Nook sticker. This is from Dear Whoever. This 2026 sticker is from Taylor Ryan Design. The button's Taylor Ryan Design. I just kind of add to this whenever I get a sticker in the mail or somewhere that I like and I want to keep. I just will add it to this spread. So I don't do anything with this front cover page. This, as you can see under this little sticky note here, this is going to be my index for this book, so probably in the next few days I'm going to need to go in and fill this out. Up here will be like 3 highlights from my month, maybe things I did or things that happened, just moments that that I think are important. And then through here, I'm just going to fill out whenever I have a notable entry, something that I might want to go read about or like, you know, note in the future, I'm just going to put here. And then down here, I'm going to print out a photo that I can put in this box from something, just a photo that I took during the month. So that's what these pages are going to be for. I turned my December monthly page because I like to start this book in January. I turned this into a bucket list. So this is just 35 things that I want to do sometime this year. Maybe some of it's really kind of more physical things like buying a coffee table for my living room. Some of it is more different, like try a yoga class, so it's for my health. I have like curate my recipe box tin. I have this really cute recipe box that I got many years ago that is basically empty, and I would like to fill it up with stuff like recipes from friends and things I try and find. So yeah, we're slowly working through this. I haven't checked off anything yet, but we have some things in progress. So my normal monthly pages, this is a page for tracking my daily highlights. I don't fill out every single day, but kind of like with my index, if there's something interesting that happened this year or on these different days, I like to note it down. Maybe, you know, I had a friend's baby shower, the Animal Crossing update dropped, and I've kind of filled in extra dates with some stickers to just fill it out a little bit more. The stickers here are mostly Taylor Ryan Design. These stars and the skiers and stuff. These are Sticky Club stickers. This is a Taylor Ryan Design washi. So I really love how this spread turned out, and I still haven't set up February yet, but I know what I'm gonna do for it. But I like to tie the look of this to my monthly opener, which I will show you here in a minute. I also again have set up my the January, February, March extra monthlies that you get in this journal to be lists. So this is 35 films I want to watch in 2026. I've actually started one of these. I just haven't put in the sticker yet, but I watched Umbrellas of Cherbourg on New Year's Day, actually. So I'm going to print the cover out and put it here. But I just thought it'd be nice to kind of have, 35 random things that I want to watch. I just went through Criterion and I went through my letterbox and I just found random titles that looked interesting to me and put them in. So we'll see how far I get on this. I'm not like actively trying to complete this whole spread, but I am, if I'm looking for something to watch, I am gonna go back here and see what I have on this page and see if there's something that interests me. Decorations on this page, again, most of this is Paper Minty Studio. This is all from a very old Paper Minty Studio collection that I don't think has been around for years. This was like the first Paper Minty Studio collection I bought. So the next page is 35 games I want to finish in 2026. I'm a big game person. I have a gaming PC and I have a Switch 2. And a lot of these are games that I have started already and I just need to complete. Like Coral Island and some of the Pokemon ones on here and things. They're just ones I haven't quite completed yet. But yeah, so hopefully by the end of this year, a lot of these will be covered up. Decorations on this page, I don't remember where this stuff came from, to be honest with you, but it's all Pokemon stickers and stamps. I will try to look this up and add this in edit, see if I can find them in my stuff, because they are very cute. These little Mimikyus dressed up as other Pokemon I just can't get enough of. The last monthly page I use as an ink swatches. Every month I like to choose 2 ink colors to fill. I only own a few fountain pens, but 2 of them are these Kaweco Sports that I've gotten, and I fill each of these with an ink. And then I have extra colors I can use in addition to the black ink that I use to write in my book, my standard ink. So right now we have the diamond Shiraz and my green one, and this one has the diamonds Le Grand. So I'm going to be filling these with new inks tomorrow so that February can have a couple different colors to work with. But I like to use these in my books and my entries, which you'll see more of here in a second. Then we move into my weekly spreads. And this is a prime example of why I kind of wanted to be in my books for a few weeks before I made a move to talk about my books, because this actually has already changed. The first 2 weeks of the year, I tried using these weeklies as a place to do media tracking, and what I realized was I really didn't enjoy this. I didn't enjoy the act of doing this. I didn't enjoy how the pages looked. I didn't even do the last day of the week. So we kind of gave up on this very quickly. This has moved into another journal, which we'll talk about in a minute. Instead, we're doing weekly journal prompts. And I'm really pleased with how these have turned out. I'm not going to dwell on these for too long because, you know, there's a lot. There's some personal, I guess, ish stuff in here. I'll probably blur some of the writing out. But I use Savannah Scribbles, who has a YouTube channel here and also has a Substack, who posts journal prompts. I use her journal prompts, and I just try to fill these out once a day. I do some minor decorating with stickers. These are Sticky Club stickers. This is a Archer & Olive washi tape. And I just really like this. I like filling this out every day. So that will be for the foreseeable future how I use my weeklies. Turning the page to a new year page, I decorated this. This is just a postcard that I got when I went to Paris last year. I just really loved it. This vellum paper was something I got from a mail club, and I decided to decorate this up. This envelope is the more important thing. This has my letter to myself. At the beginning of every year, I write a letter to myself, and I like to hide it and save it so that at the end of the year I can read it back and see what I was thinking about as I went into the new year. So these are Sticky Club stickers. Again, I just really like how this turned out, and I'm excited to read this letter in the future. And then we move into my dailies. I'm not going to show too much of these dailies, but just to kind of give you an idea of what a opener would look like for me and kind of an entry. I like to collage on my opener, do a little bit of a theme. Most of these are Taylor Ryan Design stickers. This is a Sticky Club. I just printed out some additional photos and some scrapbook paper patterns, and I just collaged together this little winter, and I can kind of matched it over here. But my dailies are all kind of just basically filled with random things that I talk about. You know, you can see how I use the different pen colors. I like to put in ephemera from different things that I get in the mail. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this journal is coming together. So if we jump to the back, I do have some note pages. This is just a collage that I made to separate the note pages from the end of the year. But I use these back pages to track just a few things. I have a page so I can put down some gift ideas for friends. I tend to think of great gift ideas for people, but it's always at the wrong time. Like, there's no birthday or reason to be spending that kind of money, so I like to have that noted here. This is for my personal curriculum. I talk a lot about this in my Substack if you follow me over there. This is my winter curriculum, so my 4 topics, or my 4 areas of study, and then the topics for each that I'm doing for the winter season. I have to start planning spring soon, so then spring will go in here. And then the last pages are for Sticky Club. So when I get a Sticky Club order in the mail, it comes with these triangles that you're supposed to put on the plastic sleeves that each month's subscription comes in. I don't do that. I like to put them in my journal. I like to keep a whole page here so I can see all the different ones that I got through the course of the year. And then the last page in here is my 365 days off sheet, is where I use for days read. You can see I'm a little bit behind, but I have been doing 75 booked. I talk about that over on Instagram, but I'm trying to read it every day this year, and so far so good. I have read every single day. So that is my memory keeping journal. Again, I love this book. I'm really happy with how much I have tracked in it, and yeah, I'm just really pleased with it. So this book is my hobby tracking journal. This is a Hobonichi Weeks in the horse pattern. I can't remember the exact name of this design, but I love this book so much. This cover is absolutely stunning. I had originally bought this to be a content planner, and then I realized right before the year started that I didn't want to use this as a content planner. I don't need a content planner in that way. So I decided to use this for hobby tracking instead. I got the idea for this from Lexorcist Files, who is on Instagram and YouTube. She keeps a journal, a hobby tracker with weeks, and I really liked that system, so I kind of adapted it for myself. This, I think, is a book that I'm definitely still it's evolving. Every week that I use it, I'm kind of understanding more and more of how I actually can use it efficiently. But so far, I'm really happy with it. I have these tabs here on the side. These are from Marigona Suli. I originally had gotten these to use in my memory keeping journal, but I really decided I didn't like it. But the colors matched this so well that I thought I might as well use them here instead. So I don't really have too much to say about this. This is a milk tea Dani sticker. I'm still, again, trying to kind of figure things out. This is where I track, like, when I finish media. You can see I'm a little bit behind. I need to go back in and fill this out. When I finish books or movies, TV seasons, games, or podcast. And then at the end of the month, I can tally up how many dots of each color are here. You can see I have not watched any TV, played any games, or listened to any podcasts all the way through. So we're really nailing it there. I use the monthlies. I'm still kind of feeling this out. I didn't really put anything on this monthly for January. These are milk tea Dani stickers, by the way. These monthlies are where I want to track my like things that are coming out throughout the month, new releases. Maybe I went to a concert, just kind of like big, I don't want to say highlights, but like just important dates to remember. I haven't set up February yet at all. A little behind. I haven't really used any of these extra months for anything. You can see I put in little sticky notes to figure out what to do with them, and I haven't done anything yet. But I used the January weeklies to add in these film lists. I just made some quick collages of stuff from favorite films and things, and then I'm going to keep a running list here. So these are all the films I watched in 2026. I decided to do a TV watch in 2026. This is just a bunch of fan art that I pulled from some of my favorite shows. We've got Gossip Girl, Bob's Burgers, Stranger Things, Scooby-Doo. If you know these two, if you know, you know. Sailor Moon, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Just a mix of stuff I thought was really cute. Some Bridgerton. I haven't watched any TV. Same with games. This is just fan art of my favorite Pokemon, which is Alolan and Ninetales. But I haven't finished any games. But when I do, they'll go here. And this is for crafting. I don't even know. This was originally going to be something else, but now this is for crafting projects that I will finish. Crochet, cross stitch. Maybe I might put when I complete a puzzle or something here. So, but the weeklies, you can kind of see really quickly how these weeklies have evolved. I just, on the left, list the things that I do in terms of hobbies. What I'm reading, what I'm watching, what I'm listening to. Did I do journal work? Like, what did I do this day? I don't really talk about how I liked it. This is not a place for reviews. I have separate journals where I keep reviews. This is just literally for visual documentation. And then I print out the covers of the things that I watched and just glue them in as kind of a collage here. These are mostly Sadie stickers with a Latoon washi tape. But you can already see as you get to week 2 how I changed. In week 1, I had printed out extra photos from some of the things I watched, and I realized I didn't like that at all. I would rather make the covers bigger and kind of have this more of a collage-y look. I got the idea for this from Katie is Reading, who keeps a weeks, but she keeps a weeks, I think, for memory keeping purposes. But I like how she did her little collages on this page, so I kind of tried that here, and I really liked how it looks. So you can see kind of how I've done it for the first few weeks. So. And we'll do that for all the weeklies. In the back here, I have some note pages, sticky lip stickers. I don't remember where this washi is from. This might be another Latoon. But you can see kind of how I have different things in here. I have these read in 2026 pages where I print out all of the books that I have finished, the covers. This entire spread design came from mostly Maddie on Instagram, and I believe she has a YouTube channel as well. I use her entire format for this page, for this section. So yeah, Every time I get 4 books, I use my little my Canon step printer with the zinc paper to print out 4 at a time. So I have 4 more, I think, that I can put in here. So I'll probably need to update this in the next couple days. I have all these pages set aside for it. And I also have a watched in 2026 section. So once I finish movies, when I have 4 movies I finished, I will put their covers in here. I don't have quite as many pages for this section. I have a films to watch list where this is recommendations from friends and family. It's not just like, oh, I saw that, like I saw a trailer for something and it looks interesting. It's, oh no, this person has recommended that I try this film. So I like to note down who recommended it to me so I can go back and talk to them about it whenever I actually watch it. So I kind of keep that running here. This is for all my mail clubs that I do. I do quite a few of them, you can see. I highly recommend all the clubs on this list, even the ones that I've skipped or canceled. I have a limited budget and I have too many and I'm trying to kind of pare them down already. I have a pen pal log. I've been trying to keep some pen pal letters so I can note down dates I receive letters from friends and then dates I send letters back. And I think it'll just be really nice to have this more fleshed out by the end of the year. And that's everything in this journal currently. I really like it. I love being in this book. I think it's a lot of fun and I'm going to be curious to see how it kind of continues to evolve as the year goes on. The next few books I'm not really going to say too much about because I don't have that much to say or show. And this video is already getting really long. I think we are already probably nearing the 50-minute mark of raw filming. So gonna kind of tighten things up a little bit here. The next book though is going to be my traveler's notebook. This is one of my first journals that I bought. I bought this years ago because I wanted to have a book to take with me when I was going abroad. I got this when I was going to Barcelona back in 2023. I went to Primavera Sound, the music festival. I used it for a travel journal. Now what I use it for is content planning purposes. This is a hot dang press on for this. But I just kind of keep random inserts in here. This is a Taylor Ryan design card I got. But I keep just random inserts in here to track different things. This is a plain insert that I can use for brainstorming video stuff for YouTube. This is where I do more brainstorming for different social medias. I'm not going to show anything in here. And then I have in here, this is just a sticker paper insert, an Audrey Hepburn sticker on the front, where I just put in extra stickers that I have laying around that I can use for various things. And in the back here I have a little folder with my Love and Trip pencil board. I don't really have much to say about this. I use this sparingly in tandem with my Notion to plan out the content for my year. So yeah, that's my traveler's notebook. The next book's in my system, and I should note, Traveler's Notebook, my content planner, and all the rest of the books, I'm not picking these up every day. These are books I pick up when I have something that I want to write about or I have something to document, but I'm usually in these books a few times a month. I don't really, these are just whenever I need them books. The first one of those books is my Commonplace notebook. The idea of this Commonplace notebook and the format of it, I lifted entirely from Brontë Plans. I love her journal. I love her books. I love seeing her journals. I'm really inspired by everything she puts in her books. So you can see a lot of her influence, I think, in how I journal, certainly with how I decorate. Most of these, again, are Sticky Club and Taylor Ryan design stickers. This is a Yoseka stationery special edition Stalogy notebook in A5. I love this notebook so much. I actually really love Stalogy paper. I think I prefer Stalogy paper to Tomoe River paper, which is what you have in your Hobonichis. I just love this. I have a couple of random stickers in here. This is from a random sticker book. This sticker is from Leela Journals. I don't remember where I got the Jasmine Dragon boba tea from, but this Commonplace book I actually started in 2025, and I haven't used that many pages in it. This is kind of my key that I follow when I put things in. And a lot of what I do is book quotes. I'm just going to give a quick flip through. I just kind of write in here whenever I have something to put down. My 2026 journaling plans are here. Personal curriculum notes. I stuck in this. I got this. I love Richard Scarry, and I just kind of stuck this little toothpaste art print that I got from one of the They're the old sticker machines, and I can't think of the name of them, but I got this, and so I stuck it in here so I'd have a place. Some annotating notes, and that's it. I don't pick this up as nearly as much as I want to, but I do really like this book, and I'm hoping that this can be one that I can get into more this year. The next book in my system is kind of, I don't know that I would even consider it a journal. This is more just like this is a list to journal, and this is my collections journal. This is an Archer and Olive A5 notebook. This is one of the Neapolitan journals, so it has these different colors sections as white paper, craft paper, and black paper. I bought this on accident, not realizing that it was that type of journal, and I don't really like writing on craft or black paper. So I tried to figure out a way to use this book so that it wouldn't go to waste, and I got this idea from Joshi Corin to keep a collections journal. The idea of a collections journal is that this is a book that I will use for multiple years. I keep author backlogs in here, I keep filmography in here for various people, and the idea is that these are all lists and things that I'm not going to be able to accomplish in 1 year. I'm still setting this book up, actually. I'm kind of continuing to add lists, but I'll show you some of what I have. Leela journal sticker. This is Paper Minty Studio washi. You can see this is like 2 of the examples of lists that I keep in here. Places I want to travel to, subjects I want to study, and I just kind of keep these very simple. I'll have a place to put in albums on vinyl. I need to write everything down in here. I actually just took stock of my vinyl collection, so I'll be able to update this list soon. But I do have my author backlogs. So this is Pilsen Community Book sticker. But I keep all my favorite authors, I keep their backlogs in here so that I can go through. And these black dots are things that I read prior to 2026. And I will add a color so that there'll be a key on this front page that has books I read in 2026 will be filled with a certain color. And then I can do 2027, 2028, all the way down the list. My goal for this journal is to use it until I run out of space to add lists to it, and then we will figure out how to make a new one. Daphne du Maurier. Rebecca is my favorite book of all time, so she's in here. Some of these you can see I have a lot of work to do. I have read a lot of Shakespeare, but I want to go back and reread a lot of his stuff. Laurie Colwin's in here, and Patchett. Then Agatha Christie, who you can see on this Shakespeare page, there's this white sticker because I originally only gave Agatha Christie a single spread, and I don't know what I was thinking. Her books were never going to fit in a single spread, so we just did some doctoring, put Shakespeare here instead, and we moved Agatha Christie here, and I did a little Dutch door to fit all of her books and plays. And I have read a lot of Agatha Christie, but again, I kind of want to reread her stuff. It's been so long since I've read her mysteries that I don't even know if I remember who did it for some of them. So there'll be more in this book. I'm not going to flip the whole thing, but I plan on doing black pages will be film related stuff, brown will be mostly book related, and then the white pages will be miscellaneous. So I might bring this back in another video when I have more updates to show, and you'll be able to get a better sense of everything that goes in here. The final 2 books I'm going to talk about in my system are media related. I keep my hobby tracker, which we talked about, and I do a lot of my daily, like, here's what I'm doing every day and that, but I don't do reviews in there, and I wanted a place to do reviews for the various things I consume. So that's where these 2 journals are coming in. This first one is my media journal. This is for everything that is not books. This is an Archer and Olive A5. It's got beautiful foiled edges. I love this book. It's so stunningly pretty. And this is where I write reviews for the films I watch, the podcasts I finish, TV seasons I finish, the games I finish. I only have a few things in here so far, but I can show you. This is cover page. I have some stuff in here. This is from Gisela Plans and some random notebook therapy. This is a washi tape shop, PET tape that I've used. Taylor Ryan Design letters, Taylor Ryan Design tape, Leela Journals window, Paper Minty Studio paper, I think. But yeah, I keep this log in here so you can see I have a key. I just note down the type, the title, and then the date finished. And I just have a couple pages for that. And then I go in and I just do some quick and easy review pages. I don't do anything too terribly fancy here. I just kind of fill in a single page with whatever I have on hand. I'm probably not trying to be very cutesy with it. It's just, can I, can I keep up with this book is my goal. I tried to keep one of these last year in an A6 Hobonichi notebook, and it didn't work. It fell apart. So we're trying to keep this up this year a little bit more. And then the final book in my system, and I'm actually not going to flip through this one at all. I'm going to do a separate video walking through this because I'll probably be here another 30-40 minutes just talking about this book in general. But this is my reading journal. This is my pride and joy. This book took me so long to set up, so many pages. It is an Archer and Olive 8x8 journal. It's got silver foiling on the edges, and you can already see how bulky she is getting. And we are only a month in. I'm not going to say too much about this here, but this is where I keep all the reviews for my reading. It's where I track all my reading challenges. I'm very excited about this book. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what the covers look like, just because we have this opening page with my name. These are Marigona Suli stickers and Sticky Club, Leela journals, some Mindwave. And then you can see this is kind of a sneak peek of what the cover looks like. You can kind of see how this is the theme that we're working with for this book. Very kind of light academia, I'd say. But same type of stuff. This is my favorite John Singer Sargent painting that I kind of built everything around. So I will do a separate video going through this journal in depth and talking about everything that is in it. So be on the lookout for that. So this is everything in my ecosystem for 2026. It's a lot of books, but I do feel like the way that I have these books set up and organized, it's going to be really easy to stay on top of all of them. But yeah, we'll see how my year with these goes, and I'll probably be back with updates throughout the year on how I'm getting on with my system and how I'm using it. Tell me about your system in the comments. Please tell me how many books you have, what you most are excited to journal about. Are there any books in my system that look very similar to yours? Please give me all the updates. I hope you guys have a really great rest of your day. Stay warm, stay safe, and we'll talk soon. Bye.